It's our first morning here in Jackson Hole, and at 5 o'clock this morning it was already starting to be bright and the birds were crazy chirping all over the place. It's now 7 o'clock in the morning and the sun is shining, and we're about to spend our morning going to have breakfast and practice tracking birds.
This summer I had an opportunity to go on an Earthwatch trip. Earthwatch is an organization that gets volunteers together to go out and do science field research on projects that are involved in conservation. And I had an opportunity to get an educator fellowship to go out to Jackson, Wyoming. And we tracked songbirds in the mountains in some riparian communities, which means that they're near water, to see if the growth in Jackson County is affecting the population of birds out there. While we were out in the field, our main job was to find bird nests. Birds are an indicator species, so they're real sensitive to any changes in their habitat and to the water and the air quality. And we were looking for ones that had eggs in them or hatchlings. And what they were doing was trying to see which ones were productive.
So it's our first day out in the field, and we're at a place called Carnes Meadow, which is right in the middle of Jackson, and we're looking for nests, and it's surprising how difficult this is. So if you look, there are just these thickets of plants, and here we are wandering through the mud and the bushes looking for nests.
Once we would find a nest, you had to tag it with GPS, and you had what was called a nest card. And on the nest card, you would describe what kind of nest it was, what kind of bird, what you saw in the nest, and then you had to draw a picture of where it was at. So we did that on 5 different days, where we basically spent 6 or more hours out in the field looking for nests. And then we'd come back and then we'd have to go into the lab and enter the data on all of the things that we found into the system, so that then the scientists could keep track of all the nests that we found.
It's the end of day 3, and we had a successful day of bird nesting. We almost set a record for other Earthwatch groups, and we found 12 nests that actually had eggs, and one nest even had some little hatchlings in it with their beaks open looking for food. It's pretty exciting.
It's really hard to pinpoint what my favorite part of the experience was, because the whole thing was magical. Getting out there and doing field research, it sounds tedious, but it was really a lot of fun. Because you felt like you were on this, adventure, looking for a treasure, and all of us got so excited when you would find a nest that had, little blue robin eggs in it, or some of them had little hatchlings that were just peeping, their mouths looking for their mom. It was really exciting when you found one that, obviously was successful. I think you had that thrill of that you found a treasure. It was really great to be there sharing it with teachers and talking about how we can bring this back to our students. The whole experience was really a great one that I would highly recommend to anyone. Sometimes we get stuck in our curriculum of just, I have to teach this thing in math, or I have to teach this thing about history. But I think what's really important is that we need to teach them the skills that they need to sustain the places that they live, and to sustain the community and the integrity of the ecology in the places they live. And I think that was a really important thing that, I was reminded of while I was out there, that I hope to share with my students and my teachers.